Behind the Printer Studios side session.
I mean, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. We got a couple printers, all with different backgrounds, all with different art aesthetics, but we all bring it together to make Snow Milk. So I think there's a lot that people ask me when I'm out selling, like, oh, you made this one, so who made this one? Like, how do you know who made what? And I think that comes down to personality, just the way people see things differently. And when it comes to art, just like with music, I think that people hear things differently, people see things differently. When they combine things, it's the result of inspiration that they may have forgotten, but when they're doing the process, it just comes out naturally. So I like thinking about that when I'm printing, even though sometimes I just get into the state where I'm just going and going. I think process is something we could focus on when it comes to it.
Word. I think one of the most amazing things is like how many pieces of clothing that you've printed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I come up with all the ideas and I have all the visions, but like it came a point where I couldn't like I wouldn't be able to keep up with the volume. So we built a whole team. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about how many pieces we sold, how many pieces you've printed, like, how do you feel about that?
When I look at the number and when I actually am able to remember every piece that's mine, if I'm out in any of the stores that I can see, I'm like, I remember that one, I remember that one. I don't think I've actually processed that. It's just a lot and it just goes by. Just like when you go to school, when you're younger, you don't really remember one specific day unless something happened. It's all kind of blends. But then when you see it again, it kind of awakens this like, oh yeah, I remember doing that. I remember why I did this. So thinking about the amount, because they're all unique, I guess that's something I should really internalize. It's an accomplishment for sure.
Definitely. You are a great man and a great person. The other thing I think about too, when I look at back some of like World Peace, some of like the designs that we've, Life's a Painting or things like that, some of them like have not changed at all. And you could look back 3 years and it's the exact same thing that we're making now. And then there's other things when you look at it and it's like, it just so looks like 2026 Snow Milk. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
There's an update to the aesthetic in certain ways, depending on the symbols, depending on the messages. But I think the timeless messages that people can see from all over the world and connect with, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I've noticed the evolution of your design and the process and you recognizing what works and coming out with these things that combine these, disparate elements. And then when it comes together, depending on the garment, it just works.
Word. I think about like what percentage becomes those classics. You know what I mean? Because like the World Peace, Life's a Painting, shipping label, positive shipping label, like the kindness, like those are like years they just been rocking. And then you think about some of the other ones and maybe like, do we give them the same chance or do like the people decide and then we just follow the people?
I think it's an environment or the mood of things going on. I think World Peace, Life is the Painting, the idea of creativity, the idea of individuality is always going to connect. When it comes to things that are more niche, like the anime one, I feel like is very dope as far as the aesthetic, the characters. Then there's a video game aspect on the back of it. So some people will connect to the anime, some people connect to the video games. Yeah, I think altogether, it is hard to pin down what works and why sometimes. But for sure, those messages that are timeless, the World Peace, the words hold power, I think those are always going to resonate. And even when I'm selling, I see people come and they're looking at a World Peace or a Love, and it's like, yeah, we need that right now. I've heard that so many times. Like we need that, or people need to watch their words, or I think the environment of the world influences people's state. And then in that state, they're vibrating at a certain frequency and they see something that resonates and it either makes them feel whole or harmonizes them in some way. That's what I like to think about it as. And so they find the thing that they want. Some people come into the booth and they're looking around, taking forever to look around, and they find something. Once they find it, they just know they're getting it. This is what I want. And then other people, of course, I don't know if this is my style. I don't think I could pull it off. And then I just tell them to try it on. And when they put it on, it just shifts dimensions for them and they never expect it to look or feel the way that they do. And it always works. Like, honestly, no matter who puts it on, it doesn't matter. It just always shifts the dimension of their presence. And I think people connect with that, even if they don't understand what's happening. Just like a song can make you feel a certain kind of way, wearing something will completely shift how you move through the world. And that's something important about fashion. especially when it's very message oriented. So I think our job here at the studio, working with Your Designs, is to make sure that all this information that we're putting onto these pieces, at the end of it, it's harmonized. All the levels are balanced as much as possible. So that's what I strive to do. And then sometimes some runs don't come out like the best. Some of the garments may not jive with the colors exactly, but then you always find somebody that wants that specific kind of look. So it never fails. People will always find what they're looking for, I think, when they come into in that environment. So it's a kind of a magnetic thing going on.